Now it turns out that Nintendo is copying one of the worst practices that PlayStation has implemented in the entire history of video games.
Oh, what a headline, huh? It makes me want to watch the video.
I won't reveal what it is since I want you to watch the video. That's the main topic of today, the mysterious practices of Nintendo that are now being copied by PlayStation. But that's not the only topic of today, because today is Tuesday and it's News Day here at Big Data News, which, as I always tell you, is like the Saturday news, but cheaper. As if this program wasn't already economical enough, well, here's a discount. We'll discuss video game releases, television series, and the new Spider-Man Noir starring Nicolas Cage, for which a teaser is available. Is it great? Hopefully Sony gets encouraged with something. Hopefully they launch a game for each thing. Let's talk about Death Stranding. 3? Why not? Let's discuss the third topic, including delays, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and a bit of everything else. Are we ready? Are we set? Shall we begin? And it turns out that we already have a confirmed date for Stellar Blade on PC. The Nargonas video game will release on June 11th and be available for purchase on Steam, and also on the Epic Games Store. Although we already know that no one in the world buys video games on the Epic Games Store. This edition of Stellar Blade is the complete edition, which includes all content released for the video game. In addition to the addition of 25 new outfits, so you can see Eve's breasts and buttocks. In different styles, colors, and clothes. In short, does Stellar Blade arrive on PC in its maximum version? Little is said about the custom that many video game studios were taking of launching the final version of the video game directly on PC. Let's see today. If you don't mind chasing after the novelty, the new release, and so on, what suits you best is a gaming PC, which is the most expensive, we already know, but it's what suits you best. Because that's where they release the full games, including PlayStation and Xbox, with all the content often at a reduced price or cheaper than consoles. Maybe we should discuss that. In the last fiscal year, Capcom sold 90% of their video games in digital format, including, how clumsy of me, God, including Monster Hunter Wilds, which sold 90% of its copies in digital format. And that's not all. The company expects that next year 94% of their games will be in digital format. We shouldn't be surprised by this, as these figures have been like this since 2022. I saw on Twitter, cure of knowledge and illustration. More than one content creator was surprised. Capcom now sells 90% of their games digitally. In Capcom's financial report of 2022, 3 years ago, yes, we had to count God, how terrible. In the financial report of 2022, Capcom already said that it sold 90% of its games in digital format, that only 10% in mathematics, in physical format. It's crazy. If I recall correctly, this happened in 2019. Capcom was already selling 80% in digital format. So this is a phenomenon that has existed for almost 10 years at Capcom. Today, digital sales are significantly outpacing physical sales. In today's video, we will continue discussing the topic of fake physicals. Because while we're at it, do you remember this Marvel video game with Captain America and the Black Panther and all that? That was going to come out this year and it looked scandalous. Well, guess what? It's not coming out this year. It's coming out in 2026. Skydance New Media, the studio behind this video game, made the announcement. They say that, well, they lack time, the same as always. The game is going to 2026. To January. I also distrust this date a lot. This is totally logical because the title, since it was announced, didn't show a single drop of gameplay. So it was obvious that they had it very green, and it turned out that it is indeed very green. If it doesn't come out in January of 2026, it's going to end up coming out in December of 2026. No one will want to launch anything alongside Grand Theft Auto 6 as it would overshadow their release. Speaking of the controversy of digital games that seem physical but are actually digital. Well, we have to talk about Hogwarts Legacy because we confirmed and super mega confirmed that Hogwarts Legacy does not come inside the box of the Hogwarts Legacy game for Nintendo Switch 2. Instead, it comes with a key for you to download the game. If you plan on buying it, consider this a warning. In addition to this, it was confirmed that if you had the game on Switch 1, that is, the base edition of Hogwarts Legacy, the one that came out broken, unoptimized, and terrible, well, you only paid $10 and you upgraded to the Nintendo Switch 2 version. Who would have thought? Nintendo copying PlayStation? Which company has the worst practice of charging $10 to update your game? Updating the game often means that the game runs well.
Buying the version of the game that runs well. But Hogwarts Legacy is not a Nintendo game. It's from a third-party publisher.
Yes, Encyclopedia Face, that's true. But the one who allows these policies, the one who allows this operation, is Nintendo. Because anything that is sold or marketed within the Nintendo store or the PlayStation store or the Xbox store or wherever, they depend on those companies. Because if they don't approve those policies, well, they don't apply. So, if it's Nintendo applying the PlayStation 1, the one where you pay $10 more for us to update the game,
a next generation update requires a lot of work. And these people deserve to eat.
Ha ha ha, yes, it's okay, it's true, things aren't free, but they release a crappy game for Nintendo Switch, one that runs horribly, and they update it for $10. It's like going to the dealership and buying your car, and they sell it to you without two wheels, and they tell you, oh no, just take it and see, it runs fine like that. And you're dragging it there with your two missing wheels, and you get home and they call you, you say, you know what, we're going to update your car. Now you have to pay $2,000 more and we'll put on the two wheels that weren't there. Nice, perfect. Well, question. That's it. Nintendo disappoints us. Just to make Nintendo fans angry, actually everyone disappoints you. I think this generation does, doesn't it? Xbox disappointed fans by publishing on PlayStation, and PlayStation disappointed with the new generation thing, remember?
PlayStation games will only be released on PS5 moving forward, with no further releases planned for PS4.
Two Doritos, then everything on Play 4 and Nintendo with the prices. Mother of God. Cinemax Media, the parent company of Bethesda, has filed new trademark applications for Wolfenstein, Quake, Dishonored, and Deathloop. The thing is that these new patents for these video games are for books, comics, toys, action figures, and other multimedia content. It seems that Bethesda is seriously considering expanding the video game universe, these titles with more content. It could be that these are patents simply to prevent theft, plagiarism, and things like that, or it could be that they are patents. Thinking about multimedia universes, which is very common today. Well, speaking of Bethesda and multimedia universes, do you remember that yesterday I told you that the Fallout series could last for 5 or 6 seasons? Well, it turns out we already know when Season 2 is going to be released, and it's going to be in December of this year. We didn't know it yesterday, but we know it today, and I'm telling you. And speaking of cinema, let's talk about cinema, why not? The live-action adaptation of the Akira movie, directed by Taika Waititi, is still in development. That's right. Producer Andrew Lazar recently confirmed that the project is active, and a major update is expected in the coming months. This movie was supposedly set for a 2021 release, but you all know what happened back then, and it was delayed, and honestly, with a hand on my heart, I hope it never comes out. How do you say it? In a refined way and without sounding vulgar? I'm fed up with the live-action adaptations. There's no way around it, right? I'm fed up with the live-action adaptations. Nobody asked for them. Nobody wants to see them. Just stop messing around. In fact, my recommendation for all of you is to watch the Akira movie. It's great. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a work of art. It's currently on Netflix. When the live-action Akira is released, avoid it. The original was superior. The adaptation hasn't even come out yet, and I already know it. We have a new look at Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man, which, well, you're seeing it on screen right now. It's a teaser, not a trailer, and the quality is poor since I downloaded it from Twitter as it's not yet available on YouTube. At least at the time of making this video. Well, the production is a series and it's going to premiere on Prime Video in 2026. Hopefully Sony will get excited about a Spider-Man noir video game. Because it would be good, maybe something like they did with Miles Morales. A shorter game would be nice. It would be good to see a $40 or $50 price. There are rumors that the Elden Ring movie is also live action. It would already have a director, and this would be Alex Garland, known for directing movies like Ex Machina and Civil War. Do you remember the one from Avengers? Well, that guy... For now, this is just a rumor. And the Until Dawn movie, the video game adaptation, It has grossed approximately $44 million at the global box office since its premiere, the 25th of April. Costing around $15 million this year, it could be considered quite a success. This empty chair is a metaphor for the people who are interested in this news. Nobody is interested in the movie Down Till Dawn, but I find it curious that it's being a success. Hey, maybe it will open the door to more adaptations like this? Horror video games are the best medium to adapt into movies. Wake up and realize this. The Down Till Dawn movie, while not respecting the video game, is a short, concrete, and simple story that stands on its own. We're glad things are going well for him. And in the things you love section, but you'll never be able to buy in your damn life because they cost an arm and a leg. We have the Harley Davidson from Doom, right? I don't know why they do this, I have no idea. Where does this end? When does the promotion end? Who gets this motorcycle? I'm not sure, but it's excellent. Surely if you go down the street with this, the police will stop you. There's no chance the police won't stop you, but it's really good, my God. I wish. Who wouldn't want to have a Doom motorcycle, right? You've seen it, but you won't have it. There it is. Activision has filed a new lawsuit in the Central District of California against the developers of the hacks known as GameHook and Lurch War. Used in Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Activision claims that the loss of players in Call of Duty is due to hackers who ruin the activity of regular players who want to have a good time or who take the game seriously. I don't have enough fingers on my hands or feet to count the number of times Activision has sued hacker creators. And absolutely nothing happened, I go crazy. Nothing happened, nothing ever happens because Activision doesn't want to fight the hackers. Activision is not interested in fighting the hackers. Let's be honest, Activision, a company with vast resources and backed by Microsoft, should be held accountable. The only way they can't really fight hackers, cheats, and everything in their own game is that they don't care, because it's something that doesn't happen at that level in the rest of the video games. So if it only happens in Call of Duty and in this way, it's because they don't care to fight it. Perhaps the number of cheaters and hackers is much larger than we believe. Perhaps they are people who pay for battle passes and spend money. And they say, well, let's pretend we're fighting them, but only to a certain extent, because otherwise I can't find another explanation. It's incredible the level some Chinese phone games reach. Why? Is it really incredible? This that you're seeing right now? Is it Silver Palace? A new Genshin Impact, so to speak, but with a different setting, perhaps a bit more steampunk. The title is an open-world role-playing game with dynamic battles, which was developed in Unreal Engine 5 and is going to be published on iOS. On Android, I started sometime this year, it was just announced, and I'll update you when I have more information. Hideo Kojima recently confirmed that he has a concept developed for Death Stranding 3, but he doesn't plan to work on the game. That's how Hideo Kojima is these days. According to the Japanese, he has a concept of reconnecting cities and ideas about the apocalypse. With this concept, he could create endless Death Stranding games, but he won't because he doesn't feel like it. I have plans for Death Stranding 3 and a concept for another sequel. However, I won't make it myself, but may pass it on to someone else to develop. Hideo Kojima, 61, says he doesn't want to work anymore because he is very tired. Well, that's okay. He worked quite a bit. But he should focus on making more shorter games, right? Instead of spending 6-7 years developing a game, make short games, $20 games, $30 games, powerful ones, like they used to be. It's better to play a game several times because it's very good than to play a 60-hour game only once and never touch it again. The first expansion of Kingdom Come Deliverance is poetically named Death Made Brush 2. It's finally arriving on May 15th this month. A downloadable content that tells a new story arc which puts, well, the usual. A new story and mechanics, such as the ability to paint your shield, have been introduced. And a new story that adds to the title. Which, by the way, doesn't mean you have to finish the title to play it. You can play it at any time if you're still playing the base game. By the way, play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. The logical question would be, how many RPGs have you played? 2. Listen to me very well, subscribers from Guadalajara, the rest can leave. The video has ended, but if you're from or near Guadalajara, don't go just yet. Mark this day on your calendar. If you use a calendar, if not, write it down anywhere. May 25th is Sunday. We are going to meet you, subscribers from Guadalajara and nearby, with me, and we are going to do it around Chapultepec Avenue in downtown Guadalajara. This way, it's convenient for all, and nobody can complain about the distance. I found a brewery with good space that I like. I'll talk to them and fill it with nerds. On Sunday, May 25th, please note it down. I will confirm the location, specifically this week. Check out my Instagram and pay attention here. The day has already been set multiple times. May 25th in the afternoon. That way everyone likes it. That way they won't complain about the gathering in Guadalajara done. Now those from Guadalajara can leave. The video's over, but if you stayed, then give a like. If you stayed until here, goodbye.